Football is all about emotion, passion, and unforgettable moments. And for Newcastle United fans, winning the Carabao Cup was exactly that, a truly historic moment. 70 years. That's how long the club had gone without lifting a major domestic trophy. But on March 16th, in a packed Wembley Stadium, Eddie Howe and his players made history by defeating the mighty Liverpool and bringing the trophy home. The city erupted with joy. The streets were packed with fans, flags waving in the wind, and an epic parade was organized to celebrate the heroes. An open-top bus would take the champions through the city, with thousands of supporters cheering them on at every corner. It was a day to remember forever. But not everyone was happy about the celebrations. Former Newcastle player and Liverpool legend John Barnes decided to pour cold water on the party. In a controversial statement, he suggested that Eddie Howe could still be sacked this season. Yes, you read that right, even after delivering a long-awaited trophy to the fans. A celebration that didn't sit well. For the supporters, this was pure joy. But for Barnes, all this excitement was a bit too much. He criticized Newcastle for celebrating so much and claimed that great champions don't behave that way. According to him, winning teams should stay focused and not rest on their laurels. In other words, celebrating too much could see Newcastle lose momentum and struggle for the rest of the season. What did he say? Barnes didn't just criticize the celebrations, he took it a step further. He believes that if Newcastle ease off now, they could lose every remaining game of the season. And if that happens, Eddie Howe could be shown the door. The best teams turn winning into a habit, Barnes said. If a player thinks, we've won a trophy, I can relax now, he'll just take his foot off the gas and lose all the games from now until the end of the season. If Eddie Howe loses every match from now until the end of the season, I think he'd be sacked. I don't think he'd be happy about that, just because he's won a trophy. Newcastle want to believe they can challenge for the top 4, and they've been doing that over the past 2 or 3 years. But does that really make sense? Let's think about it. Eddie Howe hasn't just won a trophy, he's taken Newcastle to new heights, overcoming some of English football's biggest clubs along the way. He's achieved something that legendary figures like Bobby Robson and Kevin Keegan never managed. And the fans are absolutely thrilled. So where is this talk of him being sacked coming from? Does the Carabao Cup mean nothing? If Barnes' comments weren't controversial enough, he also played down the significance of the trophy, arguing that the Carabao Cup isn't a stepping stone to success. Winning the Carabao Cup is not a stepping stone? I don't think it is, he said. I don't think that if they hadn't won it, they wouldn't have been challengers. Their league form is actually what helps them challenge, whether that's for the title or regularly finishing in the top 4. Winning the cup doesn't suddenly mean you'll win the league or finish first or second. It's more of a feel-good factor that spreads through the city and the club. If they celebrate too much, they might not win many matches. But I don't think that just because they won the Carabao Cup, they'll suddenly go on to win the league. But is that really true? Clubs like Manchester City and Chelsea have used smaller trophies like this as a springboard to build championship-winning squads. For a team that's waited so long for silverware, this could be the first step towards something much bigger. What do you think? Does John Barnes have a point? Should Newcastle forget the celebrations and focus on the future? Or do they have every right to enjoy the moment after waiting 70 years? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay updated on everything Newcastle, transfer news, and behind-the-scenes football stories, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Newcastle's story is still being written, and you won't want to miss the next chapter.